Well, more now on that breaking news. Bonza has cancelled flights from the Sunshine Coast and Melbourne, with reports just in the leasing company has seized an aircraft. It follows days of a speculation about Bonza's future.
Let's bring in Flight Centre CEO Graham Screw-Turner in Brisbane. Good to see you, Screw. Do you know what's going on here? Have you heard anything?
Yeah, well, look, I certainly saw your news at 7 a.m. and our people can't contact anyone to confirm exactly what's going on. But you know, with all these cancellations, and not just this morning, but you know, they have been happening for the last few weeks. The news doesn't look that good, but we haven't heard anything official yet. But it is one of the problems with the domestic aviation industry in Australia, where generally it's been thought, you know, two main domestic carriers is all that the market can stand, but hopefully that's not true.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's a great shame. I mean, competition is so good for the travelling public, as you would know only too well, Screw. And I guess for a long time we all thought, you know, how can their fares be $100 and Qantas and Virgin are 300 or 400 on the same route? It can only be sustained for so long.
Yes, I think some of the routes they had were quite minor routes, of course, and there are some advantages. There's probably not much competition, you know, particularly out of the Sunshine Coast, but also there are other bases, operating bases, with the Gold Coast and Melbourne, and they flew mainly to East Coast secondary cities, which, you know, they'll be sorely missed in those places if they can't continue. So it is a shame. Yeah.
Well, especially because Bonza's only been in the air for about 15 months. I guess now the concern is for passengers and recouping some of their money if they can.
Yeah, that will be an issue. We do about just under $1 million a year with them. So, and most generally our customers pay with credit cards. So, if there is an issue, generally those charges can be reversed. But if they book on the Bonza, app, that might be a bit more difficult if they stop operating. But let's hope for the best. I'm not sure. The news doesn't sound that good, but let's see what happens the rest of this day, Carl.
All right, good on you, Screw. Thank you. Well, Tracy Hilbert is stranded at Melbourne's Tulla Marine Airport and joins us now. Tracy, good morning to you. Thanks for being with us. So what have you been told? What's happened this morning?
Well, I went down at 5 o'clock and they normally board at 5:30. I then was sitting chatting to the lovely older lady and she let me know that it had been cancelled. I texted my husband. He said, yes, it's been cancelled, sent me all the details. There was one guy out the front. He didn't say anything, but then the crew come in about 5:45 and said that it's been cancelled. I've actually had my father pass away last night. So, sorry.
Tracy, we're so sorry.
So I needed to get up here. I needed to get up there because my brother texted me and said that Dad's not in a good way. Find your way up. So last night my husband booked me in a ticket with Bonza. I've never had this problem before with them. It's only a 2-hour flight. Now it's going to take me all day to get up there. But I'm glad that Jetstar and Virgin have actually come to my aid. And I'm hoping that Bonza pays for not just the ticket that I've paid with them for them, but they should be responsible for the out pocket that I've had to pay.
Tracy, I can't imagine that sitting in an airport and going, you know, it's just awful for you. We're really sorry. Have you had any further communication from Bonza? Has there been anything, any information?
They said that you'd get They said that they'd get an email to you so you can get your refund, but you can't talk to anybody. It's all through emails. But I've heard that all the planes today have been cancelled. I mean, over the whole lot of Australia.
Yeah. only booked your flight last night and here we are this morning. You know, the fact that there wasn't even a heads up is alarming.
No.
And you go with these.
They
You
just
go
said,
with Bonza
"Oh, sorry,
when
we
you go with
can't
Bonza.
do
Sorry,
that."
there's a delay. You go with Bonza because you need to do something immediately,
Yeah.
and you want to get there. You know, it's not easy these days with finances, and Bonza
It's
was
2 hours.
Yeah. So talk me through all that.
So it's just really hard, like today, because I should have been up there now and with my mum, my brother, and my other family.
Oh, sweetheart. Hey, Tracy, we'll let you go. Look, obviously there's going to be a lot of people who are inconvenienced. You're inconvenienced in a whole lot more emotional way, and it's such a big thing for you to be handling right now, and we're so sorry for your loss.
Yeah, terribly sorry, Tracy.
Thank you for
All
your
right.
time.
Okay. All right. So the very least they can do is communicate.
Yeah.
It's not good enough just to say something's cancelled. They might be going through the most horrible business morning of their lives, and maybe it's the end. But that shouldn't stop you from communicating with people. It's just a basic human necessity, and especially for people like Tracy to
Real
know.
lives out there. Yeah, exactly.
Got some breaking news just in on budget airline Bonza.
Christina Hearn is breaking this story on Today. Chris, good morning. What can you tell us?
Well, Sarah, I can tell you that all flights this morning from the Sunshine Coast from the budget airline are cancelled. That's flights to Newcastle and Rockhampton at 6:30 and 7 a.m. Then when you look at the Melbourne airport, the Bonza flight to Gladstone at 6 a.m. has been cancelled, as well as the 12:20 flight to Rockhampton. So that's all flights from Bonza cancelled this morning. Why this is significant is it follows days of speculation about Bonza's future, to the point that opposition transport spokesperson Bridget McKenzie has actually called on the Prime Minister Anthony Albanese to save the airline if that is what is required. I've reached out to Bonza this morning. I am yet to hear a reply. So we can't say definitively what is going on with the airline this morning, but there are obviously serious concerns that all those flights this morning have been cancelled. The budget airline has only been in the air for around about 15 months, but there has been concerns very recently about its ongoing future in Australian skies. So just repeating, those flights, all those flights from Bonza have been cancelled this morning. I am hearing from passengers that they have been left somewhat in the dark. Serious concerns about the budget airline's future in Australian skies. Carl and Sarah.
Chris, thank you.
Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and...
What's my name again?
Oh my goodness, Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports, and amazing Aussie stories.
And Carl misbehaving,
Whoa,
of course.
that never happens.
Always happens.
What's she talking about?